Yes, you guys, welcome back. To start with things, after start this match if you off the correct way, and I want to start off by applauding every single person that turned up outside Stamford Bridge to protest against one of the most egregious, disgraceful, disrespectful acts that happen to football fans. Honestly, heroes today, you guys, absolute heroes. And for this game today, we must remember this game for the acts, the selfless acts of the community, the fan base, to turn up and fight against this footballing evil. You know, we had to fight against it, you guys, and the pressure mounted, the outcry from everyone was enough in the end, you guys, to force the club to get Roman to get on the phone. To get on the phone to Marina, to Petr, to let them know straight away, to withdraw talks from the Super League and get our asses out of there, you guys. So a big win for the club, but in particular, a massive win for the fan base and for football fans everywhere, because now, the domino effect is happening, you guys. We're seeing Man City now, the next club to announce they're leaving. Atletico Madrid now announcing they're leaving. And we've seen that Ed Woodward has resigned from Manchester United. Good. Let's hope that more of these guys get out of football, get away from the sport. They don't love the sport. They don't care about the sport. They only care about the money they can make from the sport and the money they can make from us fans. Fans that absolutely love this game, have a passion, a deep, strong passion and bond for the game, for this club that's been passed down the generations. They thought they could take advantage of that. But today, the fans stood up and showed them exactly how we think of them and where exactly their Super League can go, you guys. So massive congrats to the fan base today. Never been so proud to be a Chelsea fan, and now that that's out of the way, yo, you guys, this game was so dead. You know what, yeah, this is definitely hindsight, but a part of me is probably thinking, with all this news that came out over the past 48 hours, 36 hours, it was bound to have affected the team today, because today I saw a lethargic performance. I did not see a great one, and it was kind of like Thomas Tuchel expected this, because in his press conference, he said a few times, alluded to the fact that he's going to do his best to make sure that the players aren't distracted from the recent events. So, you know, it's not the first time that when the club starts to get a little greedy, you know, when they start to, you know, forget about their core principles, which is to only focus on the football, that again, it can work out against us. So honestly, it feels like if we do secure this top 4 spot, it's going to go right to the end. And I have to say, it's a bit disappointing too in hindsight that we did not win against Brighton. I don't know what it is this season in particular with teams around that part of the table that constantly seem to keep finding luck against us, but I feel like we have a little bit of an Achilles heel at this point in time. And I've noticed that, you know, Brighton aren't the first team today to set up in like a mid-block setup, mid-block tactics, and not really press us. You know, very selective with how they decided to press us and close us down, but you know, ultimately look to just keep their shape and hold it in the sense of the field. And we really were struggling to create consistent opportunities against them. And I don't know, for me, you guys, it felt like we were a man short in the attacking areas. You know, these teams are very comfortable sitting back, not doing anything. And it felt like this is quite an easy game for Brighton. And the crazy thing is that they should have won this game. The opportunities that they created for themselves right near the end. You see Welbeck hitting the crossbar. You're seeing Lallana. 2 excellent opportunities to bury there. And I was like, thank God, you know, this is exactly why Brighton are in the position they're in. I think they're an impressive team. I think they are a good team, but they can't translate their form in front of goal. So that definitely came through to help us in the end, guys, because this, yeah, you know, to not secure a win in a game like this. A game like this where, as the season goes on, as it gets to its closing parts, we have tough games against City, against Arsenal, and against many other teams as well. But maybe under Tuchel, we seem to perform better against teams like that try to make a game of things, compared to teams that don't really make too much effort and are very just grateful to get any, you know, random opportunities that they get in games. But yeah, it's definitely a momentum killer, recent events. Don't blame the players, but at the same time, I do feel maybe Tuchel could have done things a bit differently. It's one of those types of games where I feel like this is where I want to see more fluidity. This is where I want to see a different formation used. You know how these teams are going to set up. We've seen it time and time again against your Southamptons, your Wolves. There's so many more as well. We've got so many draws recently, and we can't afford to do that. We could have gone into a top 4 spot, gone ahead of West Ham, and now we have a massive game against them. Let's hope that we can secure something, because West Ham are a team that are very comfortable sitting back, defending, and just soaking that pressure up. So, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. I wish it was a 4-3-3 or even a 4-2-3-1, just where we had an extra man in the final third. I felt like if Kai and Ziyech had that extra player to play with, maybe we could have created different opportunities against Brighton. I felt like a lot was relying upon the quality and delivery from the midfield. And we saw a different one today. We saw Mason Mount playing alongside Jorginho, and I have to say that Mason's game wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing. I think his second half was a bit better than his first half though, but there are a few moments where he didn't find the right passing behind. There was a moment when I saw Timo Werner in that second half, escape his man, and he needed a quick ball in behind to get, to break the defensive line and get through on goal, and Mason didn't see that. So, I'm not going to be too harsh, because he's only 22 years old, 21, 22, and it's natural that your forms are going to be super consistent at this age, but it's part of the learning curve, and he'll continue to become more effective consistently as he develops naturally. That's how the game works. But, this was a so-so game. And, you're thinking, if you're Billy Gilmour, this is crazy. Tuchel tells me to stay, not to go out on loan, and gives me 0 opportunities at all. He could easily play this game. I think that we could have done with his, passing between the lines, his ability to receive under pressure too. And this could have allowed us to play Mason Mount further up, and allowing us to press against Brighton better, to create more movement behind, etc, because I feel that Mason's much more comfortable playing off the ball compared to Hakim. But we didn't see any of those solutions in the game today, and for me, it really is no surprise why the result went against us. The experiments just didn't work. In particular, the second half, where in the first half not much really happened at all. The only things that really stood out to me was, I think, Jorginho. I thought he looked quite good, how he was linking the play up, escaping his man, helping us kickstart attacks after attack after attack. His form is looking very, very strong, you guys. But other than a few nice little Pulisic turns and drives through the middle, there wasn't much, you guys. In the second half, we want to see something more, especially after the recent events that's happened. I think that a win today would have been, just desserts for the fans who, we've gone through quite a lot these past few days, fearing about the future of, our game and how it's the direction it's going into. Today, a win would have been absolutely beautiful to seal this very difficult moment. And in the second half, the subs that Tuchel made, I wasn't too sure. This insistence to remain within a back 3 setup at all times. We saw Reece James playing as the left wing back with Hudson-Odoi coming on, Timo Werner, and it's no surprise why our momentum seems to just die down more and more and more. And of course, as we're looking to get back in the game to win the game, we're leaving more spaces in midfields. The distances are growing and growing, and then Brighton have opportunities to deservedly win the game. I don't understand what I was seeing from a tactical perspective. Reece James having to cut inside to put a cross in, I didn't understand that. Hudson-Odoi, his role, he was sometimes playing on the right hand side, sometimes playing down the left, sometimes playing further forward, sometimes not. It felt like it was just too overcomplicated, when really we just had to take off one of the centre backs and then bring on another midfield player. I think Gilmour alongside George, having Mason play a bit higher up would have been absolutely perfect, because we can't forget as well that Mason's not the same type of player as like a Cover or a Kante. A few times I was seeing Mason's position a bit further forwards. He wants to get forward. That's his instincts. when we play the system, you see George and whoever he's playing alongside very tight and compact to each other. So yeah, I just didn't really see the system or tactics working. Brighton seemed to be very well prepared against it, and there was no real strong reaction from Tuchel to really, change things and shift that momentum back to us. Yeah, it was not the best from him today. Does this mean he's a terrible manager? Of course not, you guys. Let's not take things too far. But, before I wrap things up, I want to speak about a few more performances and a few more incidents. Kurt Zouma today, so game from him. In the end, I thought he messed up and cost us. When I saw him give away that sloppy yellow cards, I was like, okay, the concentration, maybe I'm seeing a bit of complacency in your game. You're a lot better than that. You're a lot tighter than that. How is Welbeck spinning you that easily to get in behind? It was a so performance that could have cost us, and yeah, just disappointed, to be honest, you guys. Disappointed, but due to the efforts from the fan base today, I'm not as upset as I should be, because yeah, I still feel very proud about the efforts that they all made to, show the money men in the game that we won't stand for this and you're not going to do this to our game. It's that simple. Still though, you guys, I can't help but feel that Tammy Abraham could have been quite useful in this game. When Giroud comes on, he really doesn't add much to the team in this current system, and just having the legs in behind from Tammy playing that role could be a lot more effective. But yeah, we probably won't ever see him again, which is a real shame with how his career is ending, considering that he's done a lot of good over the past few seasons and his goals have been very important and decisive for us. But unfortunately, that's just a sad reality of how the game is, you guys. But yeah, closing thoughts, but this was definitely a day to remember, but a game to forget. It's not over just yet though. Let's not forget that UEFA and their reformed Champions League, it seemed like it was looking to directly compete with the Super League, and let's not forget that UEFA too, they're their own kettle of fish themselves. So on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Peace.